student with the same one. 2,700. In that.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. So I'm Chetan Gowda, marketing specialist here at Naventic, and I'm happy to welcome you to this thought leadership session. In today's session, we'll be focusing on how you can leverage Azure OpenAI, Agentic AI, and Microsoft 365 Copilot to enable smarter automation and drive intelligent business decisions. We'll be showcasing a demos to help you to see this solution in action. The speaker of this session is Rahul Jaiswal, lead solution sales at Naventic, who will walk us through the capabilities and real world impact of these technologies. Feel free to post your questions in the chat box throughout the session, and Rahul will be addressing them during the Q&A session at the end. Let's get started. Over to you, Rahul.
Hey, hi Chetan. Good evening, everyone. I'm audible? Chetan,
Yes,
can you
yes,
please
you're
confirm?
audible.
Okay, perfect. Hey, hello everyone. Good evening. Okay, I am Rahul. I am from Noventic, right? I am here as a. I'm here. I'm here leading the solution sales data and AI practice in Noventic. Okay. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover what is Azure OpenAI and what is Agentic AI and a basic difference between the Gen AI and the Agentic AI and autonomous AI, all those stuffs, right? And what we are going to do is we also going to cover in this session is seeing the audience, like we have a very mixed audience over here. What we're going to do is we will cover how the OpenAI model which is hosted on Azure is different from what is being hosted on the OpenAI.com. Okay. And just a quick introduction. Okay. And let's start. I think we are almost over time. So just a quick introduction about Noventic, right? So Noventic is basically a global digital transform, and most of you might be knowing Noventic, right? So basically Noventic is nothing but is a company, digital transformation focusing on cyber security business and customer of all sizes and focus in small and mid-sized companies, right? And we are across all the industry, all the segment, be it SMC, SMB or EC segment, and along with the digital natives, right? Just the quick one, Noventic at glance. So where are we? So we are a market leader in enterprise segment, present across the globe. Okay, and we are the Microsoft as well as other technology OEM partnerships. We have put partnership of for more than around thousands vendors. Okay, and we have customer base of more than 28K and. Total in the last few years, what we have done is we have done few manage and acquisition. We have acquired almost 16 companies, and total headcount of Noventic is around 6,400 employees around the globe. And that is what I was talking about. We are like a digital transformation partner. Have a transaction or partnership with more than 100 OEMs. More than 80K is our customer base across the globe, right? And we are the digital transformation. Or if in India, if you want to see, if you want to know, right, who is the Microsoft MSP partner or who is the LSP, so Microsoft Noventic is one of them. Okay. So that is more about the Noventic. Okay, and let's move on to our topic. What is an OpenAI? And we will start with an RAG model. Okay, this is a basic of RAG model. Okay, you can see how basically the RAG model works, right? But before that, I want to tell you about what is OpenAI and how OpenAI is different from what we have in OpenAI.com vis-a-vis what we have in Microsoft domain, right? So the OpenAI model, right? Whatever model you call it, right? Be it 3.5, 4, 4.0 mini, any models, right? So what happens is Microsoft models which are hosted on Microsoft platform are read-only models. Okay, so and whatever models or whatever new models comes, it will always come in OpenAI.com, and within 2 weeks or 3 weeks down the line, it will come to the Microsoft's ecosystem. The reason being is the model used by the Microsoft is a read-only model. Okay, so Microsoft never use any of your customer data, any of the organization data, or any of the customization which you have done to your model. Okay, it does not go ahead and store any models. Okay, all the models which are hosted on Azure are the read-only replica of the model which is present in the OpenAI.com, right? And so you can think of a model which is hosted on Azure is more kind of a fencing. it can be a geofencing, and any prompts or any prompts given by the customer to the OpenAI model hosted on Azure is never getting stored onto the never getting stored by the Microsoft itself, right? So if you want to have that intelligence built into the system, we have to manually go ahead and store those information into some temporary storage called Redis cache or any temporary database, right? So that is how the OpenAI model, which is there on Azure, works, right? And now when Microsoft acquired OpenAI, right, and we and started using, you go ahead and see, you ask anything on the OpenAI, right, on any models, it will go and basis on their knowledge base, it will go and give you the response, right? So how the rag pattern come to the picture, right? So rag pattern is the pattern, okay, wherein you can use your data, okay, and you can tell the models, this data which I'm giving to you becomes your single source of truth, okay. You should not go ahead and use your brain, okay, just see this data, use your mind and give me the response, okay. So how basically it works is, whenever user, suppose you have a corporate, and this is a basic principle how the Copilot works, right? So the Copilot works on this same platform called rag, it is retrieval augmented generation, right? So how basically Copilot works is, Copilot, so whatever data you have stored into your email, your Outlook, your Teams, on shared OneDrive, SharePoint, right? So all those data to which you have the RBAC, you have the access, it will go ahead and create an embedding behind the scene, okay? The embedding is nothing but we can consider this of vector form storing in one and zero, okay? And whenever you go ahead and give the prompt to the Copilot or any of the GenAI applications, what it basically does, it converts your natural text into the embedding, okay, which is again a vector, and goes ahead and compare with the whatever vector they have created into the database. Do the matching similarity, okay. Try to get the fetch the section of which matches with your response, okay, and then apply the intelligence on top of it, what you understand your intent, what you are trying to get it from the data, okay. It will go ahead and fetch the data and give you the response, right? And that is how it been shown into this diagram as well, right? If you see, whenever user have any questions, right, that questions will go to the system, and then it will go ahead and see, is there anything there into the knowledge base, it will go and see the embedding models will also work on the vector data which is being stored in and indexed into your vector database, give you the response, and then once the response comes, then again the LLM sits in between, okay, understand your intent and give you the proper response which you wanted to basically go ahead and have those things see in the system, right? Suppose, and I have one more illustration of this in the next slide as well, in the upcoming slide, right? So that is how basically the generative AI works, right? So now what has happened, we are doing the GenAI, right? What we basically do, we go ahead and have the queries to the bot, and we are getting a response. This has been working since last more than 2 years now, right? Now what is happened, Microsoft introduced an agentic AI. Now what is an agentic AI? Agentic AI is what we're going to cover in the next slide, right? So okay. So agentic AI uses AI, okay, to automate and execute your business process. Okay, that means it can work on behalf of you and can do the task. Okay. Now you already having if you want to go with the Copilot as a what you can say, one of these Gen AI application, right? So basically it can go ahead and sit with on top of your application, on top of your website, and on top of your Copilot as well, right? So basically what it will do, it will go ahead and do the tasks on behalf of you, right? So for example, if you want to apply a lieu onto your HRMS system, your HRMS system can be Darwin or Jink HR or any of the third parties HRMS system, right, which has an API exposed, right? So what we can do is we can go ahead, call those API directly from the bot itself, okay, and then and from the chat window itself, without leaving this interface itself, you should be able to go ahead and perform those tasks, right? So what will do, you will just give the prompt, and that prompt will go and do the task on behalf of you, rather than you go ahead and doing it onto the portal itself, right? There is one more kind of an AI, which is an autonomous AI, which we're going to cover in the subsequent slides as well. But that is that, and both works basically on the funda of the agentic AI, right? So if I want to go one level down, right, if I go and double click this, so this is how the AI will look like, right? So what happens is AI agents will look like. So basically, it will go ahead and try to first of all go and search from the knowledge base, right? If you are able to go ahead and get the response from directly from the knowledge base, it's okay, right? Or if you want to go ahead and perform some tasks basis on the output you have, or what basis on information you have got, right? That is where you can go ahead and make this API calls, and that API calls will go ahead and call the agent of the specific third party system, perform the tasks, and give you the acknowledgement. And the same again, you go ahead and check the status or something of that sort. You will be able to basically go ahead and see those responses as well, right? So there is one more thing called autonomous bot as well, that basically perform the tasks in the cycle manner, or we can perform the independent, so the agent calling happens on the independent basis, right? You don't have to worry about how basically the chain will go. You just give the task, and basically it will go ahead and call the multiple chains of tasks and do the job on behalf of you, right? That is also autonomous AI, which we're going to cover in the subsequent. But that is all the basic funda here is the everything which works is on the whatever Gen AI application you build on the RAG platform. Okay. If you want to perform action from your application, then you have to use the agentic AI along with your RAG architecture, right? Moving on to the next two slides. So what Microsoft has done is Microsoft already have announced few of these basically agents, which are sales qualification, and all those agents are pre-built. That has been recently announced by the Microsoft in, last year in October itself, right? So list of Copilot agents, right? So I told you, right? 365 is a part of a Copilot. You can build a Copilot along with. So basically, whatever tasks you do onto the M365 Copilot is, I told you, is basically a RAG platform wherein you do not do any writing piece of it. But when I say task performance, it basically go ahead and play around with the data which is being to which you have the access to. Sorry. Then come Copilot Studio. Okay, so so what is Copilot Studio? Copilot Studio is nothing but a low code, no code platform. Okay, by the Microsoft from the Power Platform, earlier known as Power Virtual Agent, right? It is not just the rename of this product itself, but it is also the rename plus the enhanced feature which is being added onto it, right? So what happens is basically if you want to perform any task from your O360, suppose you have O365 license, right? And you want to integrate that license or that users of your O365 to your sales system or to your CRM system, or for that matter for your HRMS system, right? That is where Copilot Studio comes into the picture. Okay, wherein you go ahead and create an agent for performing some specific particular tasks for that specific system, and you will get a response very directly from your teams itself, right? Rather than going into the system, you can directly create a plugin or extension which can go ahead and call those system directly over there, right? And there is a third, which is again a Copilot Studio is a low code no code platform, can perform plenty of tasks. Okay, but there are few tasks which for which you need a pure code what you can say custom development, right? In that case, Azure Co-Foundry is a service, okay, which is a bundle of Azure speech service, language service, translation service, and all those services together, right? Along with the OpenAI services. And there are plenty of models which are already being hosted onto the Azure Foundry services, which we can go ahead and use it, be it O3, be it Llama model, 5.3 model, all the open sources model are also available on the Azure AI Foundry along with the OpenAI models. This is just an example, right? That I already covered this basically. What is Copilot with? So whenever you want to go ahead and seamlessly integrate your users with your third-party system, that is where the Copilot Studio comes into the picture, wherein you go ahead and easily integrate your third-party system from the Copilot, and without leaving the Copilot as an user experience altogether. Copilot Studio also can work along in silos as well. Even if your user do not have any O365 license, still you can create a Copilot Studio application into Copilot Studio and give and expose it to your internal team members, and they can, without having a Copilot licenses as well, they should be able to go ahead and use it. There is a standalone licenses are also available for the Copilot Studios. And that is what I was talking about, right? So if you want to categorize your application or your Gen AI or an AI journey, right? You should always start with the RAG model, okay, wherein you get in basic architecture or basic fundamental ideas, right? How basically the AI or Gen AI is working into your system. Then comes from RAG model, you go ahead and use the agentic AI. Okay, again, agentic AI is wherein I told you, right? You can from your interface itself, from your application itself, you without leaving application can go ahead and do the task, can give the prompts, and can also schedule it if you want to, right? And there is an autonomous wherein it will go ahead and automatically orchestrate the agent and if the thing happens, okay. If it does not happen, it has a feature to go ahead and escalate to your reporting manager or some specific concerned person as well. So basically, what is the advantages you get with the Copilot, right? And not take much time. It's basically I will keep time for last 30 minutes for the demos. So I just run through the PPTs. I think I've covered almost basics of all the aspect of OpenAI, right? So basically, what it basically does, it basically is saves the time to market, ROI, enterprise knowledge, and connectors and flexibility, right? That is I have covered all those stuffs in this year, right? Autonomous agent again, I have told you, right? It can work independently basis on the triggers, basis on the schedule, or basis on the tasks which you have performed, right? It will go ahead and do the long running tasks, and it will go and complete the task. If task happens perfectly, it will learn automatically. If it doesn't happen, it will go ahead and can escalate and call the other agent which needs to be done, right? This is the same thing again, and this is sales agent and emerging data value. That is what I told you. You can start off with M365 Copilot, or you can start off with M365 Copilot plus Power Copilot Studio. That is Copilot Studio that comes with Power Platform as well, and also with the standalone application. So you can use combination of both. And if you are using Dynamic 365 as a CRM system, it has a seamless integration with the D365 as well. This is what the use case which I was talking about. It can spread across the industry, across the department. Okay, there are multiple horizontal and vertical use cases. You can think of it, right? And for it, there is a Gen AI use case in each and every industries and each and every department of in the enterprise segment today. And this is what and the data are basically stored into an enterprise application, right? It can be stored into SAP, Salesforce, Oracle, or or any Adobe or any other SQL server on premise, right? There are plenty of connectors readily available with the button click itself. It's a seamless integration wherein you can go ahead and integrate those applications with Copilot Studio and can directly work in the Copilot Studio directly. This is I have tried to cover this as what you can say a link for you. You can take a screenshot of this and you can refer this, and it basically covers almost all the version of. There are plenty of co-pilots available, right? And all how basically go ahead and deploy these, you use it, right? Implementation and all those stuffs. If you want, you just hold on for a minute, and we can take a screenshot, and then what we're going to do, we'll just cover what is agentic, and then we directly move on to the demo piece. Okay, Azure AI services, right? Agentic AI services, right? So I told you about Azure Foundry, right? So Azure Foundry is a combination. Azure Foundry is a platform given by the Microsoft, wherein it's a combination of. So Azure Fundly was earlier known as AI Studio. Before that, it was known as Azure Cognitive Services as a standalone, plenty of other services, right? So what Microsoft has done is Microsoft has bundled all these services under the one umbrella called Azure AI Foundry, wherein you can use any of the cognitive services available on these hyperscaler on Azure. You can go ahead and use the what you can say model of your choice. You can create you can have complete RBAC. All the models can go ahead and install it directly onto these Foundry itself, right? And what you can do is you have the notebooks, you have the SDKs, all those, and there is also something called a playbook, right? You can directly upload the data over there and can test whether this is working fine or not, right? So there's a playground available, and there is also software SDK which is available, which you can plug in and write your Python code, or you can prepare a UI on top of it, so that it can go ahead and works along with it, right? This is again a more deep down level of how the agent works, right? Basically, go ahead and tell me the total sales of my agent source in the colorful pie chart, right? Basically, it will call again as your agent. What agent will do? Agent will go ahead and search into your knowledge base, whether you are getting data that's connected to the Fabric, or you're directly from the CRM system, or it is in the Databricks, right? Wherever it is, right? It is storing into one lake, Fabric one lake, right? You can use those data. You can have model of your choice. Model can be your model which is available by the Meta or OpenAI or Py3, any open source model. You can use model, as everything is available in Azure OpenAI Studio. And then you can perform your tasks, and you can automate the process, right? You can by using Azure Logic App, events, Azure events and functions, right? You can perform the tasks on, and basis on that, you will go ahead and give the response to the end user. So this is how the AI works. And the last section of this over here, right? This is how the knowledge base, you can connect with the knowledge base, with the model of your choice, and what actions you need to perform. It will go and combine all those results, give the answers to your sales agent, and then that sales agent will give response to your users directly. There's one more things, action services. So basically, how it basically go ahead and work, you can create an agent. That agent goes and create a thread, then that thread runs an agent. And once that is done, then you pass on the instruction, what model needs to be called, what data needs to be searched, what are the tools that are available. It will go and do those stuffing search for you and give you the response directly, right? As I told, there is two ways of doing it. One is either via low code, no code, which is Copilot Studio, and the same thing can be done in a pro code, which is custom application written in your LangChain or any of the SDK perform LangChain or the SDK which is being like provided by the Microsoft as well, right? So now what we're going to do, we'll talk about the multi-agent pattern, right? Which is that we suppose you want a user want to perform a task, and that task should go ahead and do the other tasks as well, right? There is an SDK available on Microsoft called as AutoGen and Semantic Kernel. Okay, these are used for the multi-agent pattern. These are the SDKs available from the Microsoft ecosystem, wherein you can go ahead and use plug in this application into your sits on top of your application and provide the intelligence or orchestrate your workflows. Okay. A basic difference about this AutoGen and semantic kernel I have tried to cover into the next slides. Basically, when to go ahead and use the semantic kernel, what is the advantage of semantic kernel vis-a-vis what is the advantage of AutoGen, right? When to use semantic kernel, when to use AutoGen. So if you want to see if you have multi-agent collaboration, AutoGen is what being recommended. Task based copilot, suppose if you want to do specific tasks, there Microsoft already have a system semantic kernel. You can go ahead and use the semantic kernel. You want to just do the agentic AI call, that is just an within your application, you just need to call an API and get the response. Then the semantic kernel is what we would recommend, right? Any research or any simulation kind of a work, then AutoGen is recommended. Memory or plugin is needed. So if you, that is where, right? If memory and plugin, that is where memory and there is an API, you call an API and the data gets stored, right? What is your intent? That is where the semantic kernel is what you can go ahead and is recommended, right? That is how the use cases, when to use which kind of an which model or which SDK for developing your application. And the use cases, right? You want to know the coding assistant, multi-agent search, collaborative bots, simulation games logic, right? That is where the AutoGen use cases, and the use cases for when to use semantic kernel is like Copilot, NLP based automation, work for orchestration, or chatbot with memories, right? That is from the SDK piece of it. Again, we talk about AI, right? But AI without any data source or without any pure data or without a correct data is of no use. Okay, for any application or for any Gen AI to be successful, there should be a data which should drive those innovations. And so that is where this slide is all about, right? Data is what we call as a new currency. Without having a proper set of data, you won't be able to generate a proper output, right? Suppose I will give an example. You have uploaded a bot, you have uploaded a trained data, right? And the simple funda of what is works is garbage in is garbage out, right? If you put bad data, the output you will get is bad. And if you try to build an agent or an AI on top of that application, that will not fly any which ways, right? That is where data plays a very key role. There is no AI strategy without a data strategy, right? So we are talking about the building an AI application, right? But what if your AI application is if AI application working on the silos will not help, right? So I have an application which is suppose doing my only sales data, but it is not having any information about my customer data. Okay, then that is also is of no use. Okay, for any AI to be successful, the data should be in one place. That is where the Microsoft product called Fabric, or you can use any other. There are plenty of analytics tool as well, right? Fabric is one, Databricks is one, right? So we can go ahead and use any of this. So the good point for that any Gen AI application is you should have a data lake and data mart, okay, or data warehouse should be in place. Once that data is there in a single place, right, and you have created a relationship, you're able to sort a relationship or generate a relationship between those data. That is where your Gen AI application will go ahead and success, right? There are plenty of use cases which I have tried to cover, which can work in silos. Okay, the small use cases. Okay, and there considering the audience which we have, right? I've tried instead of going for a single one stage complete demo. What we have thought is going with a demo in a pretty small sections, small demos, which what we should go ahead and do it, right? So that is what I wanted to the message which I want to tell you on this is data should be the primary feature requirement for all your production requirement for your Gen AI use cases. Okay. And then the demo. Okay. So what I will do is I will just quickly showcase what adaptive. So I'm basically going to show you multiple demos with the interest of time. I think we are almost 30 minutes. I should be able to cover almost all the demos over here. First, I will show you what is this demo is all about, right? So here what we're going to do, we have created a bot, okay, wherein the challenges with that bot is you have plenty of data lying into your organization, right? Plenty of text data, word data, tabular data or images, right? Spread across OneDrive, SharePoint, or on my local drive, right? And no, not every users are able to access those data, right? And there can be a use case wherein you wanted that data or you want some specific data to be for the end user to be shown as a insights wherein you can go ahead and quickly get the information and perform the task, right? So what we have done, we have created a GenAI application. Okay, that applications will what we go you basically go given two sections to the user. One is the admin section and the user section. Admin can create a user upload a data. Again, while uploading a data, we have made sure like a data security should be in to be should be considered in over here, right? That is where RBAC into the picture, which data or which category data has access to which kind of a user. Okay, and this data uses the speech to text to text, and it's a multilingual, right? And when I say multilingual, you can ask the language data in any language, it will go ahead and give you the responses. Okay, now when I say it will go ahead and give you the response, it will understand. See the presentation. You are able to see the presentation, right?
Yes, Rahul.
Okay, I just got a message that the presentation is not issues. I think Neeraj, it's the issue from your side. Okay, so we have what we have done, we have integrated this with the teams as well. Okay, so teams become a single so this is a custom build application. This is on wherein we have created an app service, CosmoDB and other stuffs. Okay, I will just quickly move on to the demo. Just give me a minute. Just let me know once my screen is visible, okay?
Yes.
So we have AD authentication over here. So only the user from the enterprise or the specific user should be able to go ahead and see those data. Just give me a minute. So there's two sections to it. Okay. The first one is the user section and the second one is the admin section. Okay. So what happens in the user section is user will go ahead and what we can do is you can go ahead and this is what the interface user has. Okay. Wherein user can choose the language of their choice, whether it is English, Hindi, Marathi, right? It can go ahead and have this new chat window. Okay. And you can see this is the logged in user which is Rahul over here. And on the bottom of page, there is a speech and the speech to text and speech to speech conversation, which we can go ahead and ask the question, right? So I will just go ahead and show you the admin sections as well quickly. Okay. So what we have done, we have basically goes ahead and just give me a minute, let me sign in. Category. So this is the modern work, right? So basically what are the features are available in the modern work, and we go as admin can go ahead and add the documents from here, select the category. When the documents get added, it will go ahead and create the embeddings for it. When the documents can get it added, it will go ahead and see how many tables are there, how many images counts are there. All those things basically go ahead and he can go ahead and see those documents. If I want to see what document has been uploaded, I can go ahead and see the documents which was uploaded. And the documents get downloaded, right? So that is what documents you can go ahead and see. And there is a configuration screen as well, where you can go ahead and configure your bot name, your application title, what was your end user and all those stuff. What I will do, I'll just quickly go ahead and ask few questions to my bot. I will select modern workplace as my category as I have actions to only these categories. Okay. So what I will do is I will just go ahead and ask the question, right? What is a core component of EMS? Just let me speak. Sorry. Let me enable. What is a core component of EMS? So it will, it is speech to text. You can go ahead and see if you just take time. So it has given me core component. And if you see over here, I am even getting a references. What section of my document has been referred over here. Okay. So this is the document section which is getting referred. Okay. This is EMS grocery documents. Okay. And these three documents have been received. And as you know, this all costing on OpenAI works on the token basis. So we are able to go ahead and see how much token has been consumed. It also goes ahead and give you the follow-up questions generated, and you can go ahead and see what questions you can go ahead and ask it to the bot, right? And here also we have given one sections to go ahead and give the response to the chat, right? I can go ahead and give the response that experience like I am satisfied, right? To see whether with and these all things getting logged by the admin section. I will going to see so shortly, right? And that is how the zero trust model works, right? And if you see, this question, right? And also I can go ahead and ask question in Hindi also. Just give me a minute. Any one question, just I will ask about the GRC compliance. Okay. EMS में GRC compliance क्या है? You are able to hear the audio, right?
Yes, Rahul, we can.
No, audio of this as well.
Yes. No, no, no.
Okay, so this is also speech to. So whenever you speak, there is also it is also it goes ahead and can give you the response, right? So this is giving me the response of GMS. What I have asked is what is GRC compliance on EMS O365. Okay, so there is no word in Hindi called GRC, right? And it understood what I am talking about the GRC. Okay, and it goes ahead and give me the complete detail about the GRC and the GDPR compliance, which is being which automatically get covers into the and if you see for the compliance name, it has gone ahead given me the proper compliance name which is being there. It has not converted that into Devanagari script, right? And references, if you see the references is still in the English language, right? So what it basically going it's doing is it's going and giving me the response from what is being stored and what are the compliances. And if you see the compliances are things there, but the compliances with the mandate, right? RBI, SEBI, HIPAA, and still they are able to understand these are the compliance and they have not converted that into Devanagari script and basically go ahead and given me the responses as well. There is again speech to speech as well. Again, I think you're able to see there is again I can go ahead and have that word into the any language of whatever I go ahead and ask, it will go ahead and give the response. So that is how it is. I think it is going. So I have talked something else. So basically, he is not able to understand and think. You are able to see the audio, right? So, audio.
No, actually, we cannot hear the audio.
So, just give me a minute. Let me see if from the settings I will be able to do it. So this is basically speech to speak. So this is what we have created for for one of our customer who wanted that application to be hosted onto the chaos machine for their end users. Okay, and if you see from the admin section of this bot, I can cover. This is for. I just go ahead and save it. So whenever whatever I do over here, it will basically go ahead and change it directly from here. Instantly. Sting. So it will go and come here as a testing. And then if I want to change the logo, I can change the logo. I can change the favicon and all those stuffs. Also, one more thing over here is the model configuration, right? Suppose if you have built an application onto and you want to use different models, you can go ahead and do it. We can enable, disable this speech text, all those tips directly from this background itself. So if I go ahead and enable the citation, I will disable this, disable the follow-up question, it will not automatically go ahead and come. I can restrict the language to only English. So once I do ahead and do it, I just refresh it over here. The language will not be able to select any other language. Only the English will be able to see it over here. Will not be able to change any language. Okay, and then here what I'm setting a threshold temperature, how much they should go and improvise. I am given here the temperature as 0.7. So I do not want them to improvise much. Just stick to the document and stick to the context which I have given and try to give a response over there. As these are more kind of an user's data and wanted to search directly from that user data rather than searching from the web interface. It's justly going to focus on the document which has been uploaded, right? And this is basically what if the table content is there, right? How much table content on how much image they should go ahead and fetch it from the data. There is one section to it. There is other section to it called chat history. Basically, we can go ahead and see whatever question you go ahead and ask. You will be getting everything is getting logged over here. Okay, what was the question? What was the source? Is it from the web, Teams, mobile? And we also have mobile application this, right? And you just see what is the complaint in the EMS and all those stuffs. So whatever question I have given asked, it is going over here, and you can also see the ratings which I have given to one of the answer, right? So rating is also captured. You can export it to CSV, Excel, and PDF. Once that is getting exported, you can do your analytics directly from there as well, right? As far as the bulk upload users is considered, I will just see if I can. There's a bulk upload feature is also available. I will do what we'll do, just upload one. You can go ahead and create the category. I'll show you. Testing category. This is only for testing. Status as active, and and I can design the position as well. Suppose this is 1, 2. I can design it as, save it as 1, submit. Okay, I have created one category. Now, if I go and see over here, this category by default is not visible to me. Okay, so for this category to be visible to me, what I have to go ahead and do is I have to go to the roles. Okay, and let me see which roles I have. This is not the role I have. I have full access. So what I will do, I will go ahead and just select testing category as one of the category. Okay, my ID, I already have access to this. Okay, what I will do is I will click on submit. Once I go ahead and click on submit, and I will get the access to this, right? So if you see, if I go on to this window and tell me about EMS. So it will, if I go and directly chat window and go ahead and search and tell me about EMS. So it will go and tell me what about what EMS is all about, right? Again, the citation, reference, follow up, ratings, and tokens generated, right? Now, again, if I have uploaded testing category, I am searching in this category. I'm just tell the same word, tell me about EMS. So it is not able to answer that question. The reason being, the EMS documents are uploaded in this Azure Modern Workspace category, right? So if I go ahead and search directly from here, for me, this all three become a single source of truth. Okay. Now, if I go and search it, select this and try to search, it will not give the answer. Okay. So if for this, if you want to go ahead and give the answer, what I can do is I can create my own set of documents in this. Can go ahead, select my testing category. If you see in this category, there is no document available. I can go ahead and just select the category, testing category, and upload a document over here. This is my testing site. Just give me a minute. Okay, so this is, I think, some SSL issue. But basically what you can do, you can go ahead and select the document and documents get uploaded directly from here. And once the document is uploaded in this category, just like what we have done in the other categories, modern workspace document, and it will go ahead and give you the plan, right? Suppose I can go ahead and ask one more feature, like about what are features available in O365. Just copy paste it half thing. So it understood it is not the feature which I have copy pasted fully. I have just add the feature of O365. Understood I'm talking about the feature, because what is doing in the backend, it is converting this into the token. Okay. And then token match, and what it basically goes and search the specific tokens, right? And specific match, nearest match. And we have kept it to 0.7% as in the document. And it will go and give me the comprehensive feature of O365. This is a citation it has referred in this document, and trying basis on a question, it is going to giving us these responses. Okay, this is again more or less I had covered almost most piece of it. Chat history covered, roles, users, bulk upload, categories. Yes, almost all things are covered. Basically, you can, and also if I can go ahead and delete that embedding. If I want to go ahead and delete that file, it will not only delete that file, it will also go ahead and delete those complete embedding as well, right? So suppose I want to, it is not, suppose I have deleted first two files, so it will not happen that the file you have uploaded, that is what is giving some dummy responses. Once you delete the file or update the file, the older embeddings gets deleted. Let's move on to the presentation again. Just let me know once my screen is visible, okay? Is it coming?
No, Rahul. Are you sharing your screen?
Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Now?
Yes. Yes.
So this is, I think we have covered the demo. So next demo, what we're going to cover is, so what we have done is we have created one more application, okay, for demo for the Leo application, right? Wherein we have from the Copilot itself, right? This is a combination of Copilot along with the Copilot agent, right? What we have done is we have integrated the Copilot agent with our HRMS system, right? And we'll go ahead and ask you the question, right? So if you see, I have creating my Noventic HR agent. This HR agent, I am just telling you this, apply the leave for the 15th of March. I have planned to go with family, right? So it understand that I have some plan on 15th of March. So what it will do, it will just give me, this is what I have found, right? From 15, 12 to 15, you want to apply for a leave for 4 days, paid leave. The reason is this, right? You told yes, I want to apply for the leave. It will go ahead and go to your system and apply the leave on your behalf, and your leave, once this is approved or rejected, you will get an email, right? So we have done it in the two ways. One is, this is what of the approval comes, okay, to the requested manager, and once the manager approved it on the Teams itself, it will go ahead and give you the it will go ahead and send you the email and update your HRMS system as well. Okay, this is one application which we have done using Copilot 365 along with the Copilot Studio. The similar use cases which we try to build custom with the custom users as well. This is the same use case, okay? But here what we have done is we have created using Azure OpenAI along with the Azure custom application which is being built on Python. And so if you see Akash is logged in over here, he has done his login. It will go, and this is a combination of both, right? I was talking about a knowledge base along with the agentic workflow. Okay, the semantic kernel which I was talking about, right? So I will just go ahead and can you tell me about the remote work from home policy? So what it will do, it will go and search in the document that it will understand my intent, what I'm trying to do over here. I am trying to get some information. Yes, it will go and give me what is the work from home policy, right? So work from home policy allow 3 days per week. So you can work 3 days per week, but the approval of the manager is required in this case, right? So if you understand, this is a document which has been uploaded over onto the system, and it will go ahead and again go ahead and search from the document. So the second question, if you see, I have asked for the leave policy. What is the leave policy? So basically leave policies, you basically get 330 leaves 30 leaves in a year, and you should get a manager approval and all those stuffs in from the system as well, right? So now what I'm trying to do over here, I'm trying to go ahead and apply for the leave. But so this is my bot has understood that I'm trying to perform some action, right? So what it will do, it will go and so it will tell that if you want to apply, you can apply for a single day or a specific date, or just tell tomorrow or next 4 working days, something of that sort, right? So it will go ahead and have the complete. I could have done make the auto pop up as well, but wanted to keep the plain canvas so that it should be understand that I'm going with the normal text. It should understand the normal text as well, right? So here, if you see, I'm planning for the leave, starting leave from 10th of June for 3 days, right? So it understood I'm starting for leave 10th, 12th, 10th, 11, and 12, right? So this is what they have recorded, and we want us to confirm. Once I go ahead and confirm, so it will go to a reporting manager. So Akash reports to me, okay, and it will go ahead and confirm those requests. And once that request gets confirmed, it will go and come give the message to them. It will automatically go ahead sit onto my HRMS system. Here in this application, if you have any Darwin or any of the application, whatever application you have, it will go ahead and sit on to those application directly. So here, if you can I track my leave once it takes time, and once that was there, so it needs to the notification. Then it asks, put the second question, track leave, and it will go right. This leave is under privilege leave. It's currently under pending for the boss. One more use case which we try to develop is a use case wherein in a large organization, right, wherein we have the users, but the thing is, Copilot use case doesn't fit for each and everyone. But what organization was is each and every user should be able to generate the MOM from the meeting directly, right? So we have done for both with the Copilot user as well as non-Copilot user as well. I will just fast forward this. Okay, just give me a minute. So here what we do, you can just go ahead and schedule a meeting. Okay, once that meeting, so we have created a Teams app for the user. You just create a schedule a meeting from here. Okay, once the meetings get scheduled, okay, once you go on to the meeting, you just speak. So we just automatically transcripts gets on. Okay, for this the prerequisite, the transcript of your meeting should be on, because what happens, what we do on the behind the scene, if you do not even have a Copilot license, we will try to fetch that meeting transcript. Okay, create a custom AI application that will run on top of it, and just fast forwarding these videos, right? So once that meeting conversation happens, it will go and see joins the meeting. It will come to an email after the meeting that this meeting has been generated and this was the minute of meetings. Just give me a minute. So that comes into the inbox, and you see, you just open the meeting. So this. So this we have what we have done. We have meeting summary. So we basically go ahead and generate a meeting summary. So it will go and generate the meeting summary directly from the Teams. You can copy and send it over an email, or you can directly automatically send it email. The reason we are not kept sent directly to the email is as it is an AI generated content, AI may not be able to understand the proper context of the user. So what we have done over here is we have make them send it that meeting MOM on Teams itself first, so that proofreading can be done. Any modification needs to be done, should be able to do it directly from there itself. This is again the same demo, and you go ahead and generate the Teams meeting from there. I just go ahead and generate the MM. It will go and from meeting to it is going and generate start date, from date, who was the participation, what was the key discussion, and all those things which has been discussed on the Teams have been able to go ahead and generate the email. What it can do, it can directly copy it and send it to the email, or it can do is it can go ahead and do the other stuff as well, right? This is one for the procurement agent. Again, it's a combination of Copilot Studio along with the Agentic AI, Copilot Studio with OpenAI, right? So it is just hi, what I can do today. This is how this conversation goes, right? So I will just fast forward it. It comes up the uh, information which comes, and you fill that information. Once that information is filled, that procurement request will get generated, and then once this request is generated, it can track the procurement status. It can go for an approval, and if you see over email over here, So you will get a notification that your need approval might be required. Once you approve it, it will all not only approve from here, it will also go and approve your system as well, right? So either you can go directly from your system, or you can go directly go ahead and approve or reject directly from here, right? So once you reject it, if you go to the system and check the status of this, so just please track it again. And once you track it, it is going, those order status has been rejected because it has been rejected by the system. This is again speech to JSON. What we have done over here is we have just spoken some information about itself. It's just like a video KYC. If you speak about yourself, it will what it will go. It will understand what you are speaking. What he's doing, he's telling about information about his name, number, address, and all those things. As audio is not visible, I think. Okay. So it does, it understand what he has spoken, and basis on that, it converts those, that's what has been spoken into the JSON, right? Who was the person, what was he speaking, and what was his age, and what was his address, right? So here it has given the information, right? My name is Aniket Panchal. I'm 22 years of old. My phone number is blah, 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 and I live here, right? So it understand, this is, he was talking about the name, address, age, and gender. So all this video, audio KYC can be directly done directly from here, right? I think within the interest of time, I will just open the floor for Q&A. Okay. And if you have any Q&A, just let me know. And one more thing I want you to is you can go ahead and scan this QR for the feedback. Okay. For us to basically, we are driving this session on almost every alternate Thursday for, and we wanted to know, right, if you want to look for some other topic as well, you can have the other sections in the at the end, and also can read this session as well. And now, Chetan, what I would request is you can just open the unmute, allow the user participant to unmute themselves and can ask the question. Let me see, is there any question in the chat window for me or not?
Yes, I have unmuted all of them.
We'll just unshare my screen. So there is
So
a GitHub
Rahul,
link available, Deepak. Okay, if you want, I can just share that link as well. It's a GitHub link directly from the Microsoft itself. Okay, just give me a minute.
Rahul, we have one question from Manish. Does this agentic AI will cover only O365 platform or all the platforms like Google Drive, Dropbox, etc.?
So it covers almost all the platform. It's not about the O365 agentic AI. Agentic, so there is two pieces to it, right? One is Copilot and agentic AI. Copilot only works with your O365 ecosystem. Okay. But if you want to create an agentic AI, what you can do is you can integrate or create an topic or create an workflow that will communicate with those data of yours, and you should be able to create perform the tasks of the specific O360 or Google OneDrive, all the and other stuffs. So Anish, basically it's a API call which is happening in a semantic model, right? API call from the so your NLP your NLP based prompt becomes the API call, perform the task and give you the response.
Okay. Yeah, I think that is it. We can end the session, Rahul. Thanks, Rahul. Thanks for the wonderful session today. Indeed, it was
Thanks.
very insightful, and thank you one and all for joining. So you'll be receiving the record of this after this webinar on your email, and we'll also share the next webinar details shortly. Please do tune in. Don't forget to join us. Thank you all. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.